Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. I'd like to have a little chat about family rituals, and I can just hear you already saying, oh no, she's giving us something else to put on our to-do list. But you know what? I guarantee nearly all of you are already doing some of these things, and I want to tell you why they're so beneficial. So family rituals are really significantly repeated behaviours that we tend to do with our family. And some of you may have had a parent who whistled a lot when they came home, or maybe they had a habit of humming when they were around you just to make sure you knew they were there. So what they were doing was connecting with you in a really subtle, repetitive way that made it feel safe. Now, I know that there are times you're going to say, this is just going to be one more thing, Maggie, to put on my list. Now, do you sometimes, when you gather around a table to eat food, hope that there's going to be a wonderful, engaged meal around things? Some of you, I know, at night times have a tendency to ask your children something positive that happened during the day. And that's a great simple example of us actually doing something that connects us together. I want to give you a couple of examples of things that are even more simple that happened really random and that other people have done. And one of them comes from a beautiful dad who came up to me after a seminar where I had suggested singing nursery rhymes and telling the same stories or doing knock-knock jokes repeatedly when your children are young is great to let them feel connected. He came up to me and said, oh, Maggie, I didn't do those, but I love AC/DC. So my little daughter, from the time she was in the car seat in my ute, would listen to AC/DC. She's listened to it her entire life, and she knew every single song all the way through her primary years. And his little Adam's apple started going, and then he said, I just wanted to tell you that just last week I went to Sydney with my girl to an AC/DC concert. So a family ritual has created a unique bond in that relationship that will never be broken. Now, I accidentally created a family ritual when the year that I was a solo mum with 4 boys, and we'd got to the end of a term and I'm teaching full time and they're all in school. And I decided that they'd done pretty well. They hadn't been suspended. Their reports were reasonably okay. So I thought, let's go and have an end of term treat. So we went to a local coffee shop. They had chocolate hot sundaes, you know, in those lovely big glasses. And I had a skinny latte. And I said, I just want to say well done. So from then on, we tended to set up an end of term treat. I did tend to make them at home because it was less expensive. And the boys, instead of getting crabby in those last weeks of term, used to look forward to the last day of term. Only 5 more days, only 4 more days. So the end of term treat became a celebration of something that they'd done, and it brought us together in a really positive way. And when the oldest went to uni, he'd often say, hey, Mum, don't have the end of term treat till I get home. So I want you to think of little things that you can do repeatedly that are building a sense of connection that they can remember later. And I hope you've got some great ideas to use in your family. And let's start now, and let's use the ones you've already got even more often. Remember, human connectedness. That's what it's all about. And that's all from me today. If you've got any wonderful ideas about your connections and rituals in your family, please jump on and share with others.